Welcome back to So Much Fun with Sue. Today I'm going to show you how to do cable wraps. In this video I'm going to demonstrate one version of the wrap, but if you download the pattern there's going to be multiple size options, and then in the future there's going to be 2 other videos to demonstrate different variations that you can make with these patterns. If you printed off the pattern, which the link is in the description if you would like to get the free patterns, I am using the medium size one, and I'm going to be doing just the basic single wrap using Velcro to make this item. What you're going to need to make this project is a fat quarter, or you can use scrap size pieces. I mean, the project itself, it's not very big, but I'm going to be demonstrating with a fat quarter. Make sure if yours looks like this and it's all wrinkled that you press it first with an iron. And then in addition to that, you're going to need a 3-inch piece of sew-on Velcro strips, both sides. And yes, the sew-on. You do not want to use the one that has a sticky back through your sewing machine. It will gunk up your machine. It will make a mess. So always use the sew-on for this project. My fabric is nice and pressed, and then I folded it over because I'm going to need 2 pieces of fabric. Now you can use optional batting to make it a little bit stronger, but for this one I'm just going to show it without the batting. And then I'm going to take my medium size pattern and I'm going to place it onto my fabric, and then I am going to trace it out so that I can cut out the actual pattern. And now you can kind of see it on the screen. It's a little bit hard, but I can see it enough to cut it out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with scissors and I'm going to cut out the actual pattern itself. Now just be careful because you are going through 2 pieces of fabric, so you want to make sure you're getting both of them at the same time. I do prefer this style of scissor just because it's easier for me to keep it flat and keep it flowing nicely, especially around the curves. But cut out your entire pattern, and it's okay to start and stop and to move it to where it's easier for you to get to. It doesn't have to be one continuous cut. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because guess what? We're human and nobody is perfect. Now you have both pieces, and it should be right side to right side. So the side that you want to be on the outside when your project's completed, they're going to be facing each other. And next we're going to place the actual Velcro so that you can close this when your project is done. I personally prefer to have the softer side on the back side of the project and then use the rougher side as the part that wraps around. So grab the rougher side, and then at the top of your project, it can be either end. It doesn't matter. This one's very flexible. You have a lot of play in this one. So place it approximately in the middle at the top of the curve, and then place the other piece on top. Reline up your fabric, and then you are going to clip that in place, and then finish clipping all the way around your project. And you can use as many or as few clips as you want. This one doesn't need a ton. Okay, once you have it all clipped the way you want it, make sure you mark a start and a stop point. So this is going to be my start point. This is going to be my stop point, and I'm going to sew all the way around, and we're going to leave this open so that we can turn the project the right way out. Now we're going to go over to the sewing machine. Over at the sewing machine, what you're going to do is bring it over and line it up so that this line here is where you're going to start sewing. So you're going to line it up, place your presser foot down, and for this project I'm using a 1/2-inch seam allowance, and I'm going to sew all the way around. Now at the beginning and the end point you're going to do a back stitch, and what that is go forward a couple, and then go back a couple. And this reinforces the stitch and makes your project a little bit sturdier, and it's easier to flip it inside out. So now I'm going to sew. When you get to this part where you have the Velcro, just make sure the Velcro's still there. It's far enough down here so you can use your hand and your fingers just to make sure it stays put when you take that clip off. When you're done, it's gonna look like this. You wanna trim up these threads. They're there on the front and on the back. And then one thing I do recommend is if you have peeking shears, go around the edge. It'll help with the way the actual curve lays, and it'll take down bulk and just make your project look more clean and professional when finished. If you don't have peeking shears, you can come in with scissors and you can notch out pieces as well. And I do recommend doing this because it is such a big curve, and the curve is so much a part of how this project looks. So either way will work and will make your project look a little bit better. Once you have it all trimmed up, now you're going to turn it the right side out. So at the opening, turn and push the fabric so it is the fabric that you want to see on the outside. And you can use your finger, or if you have a dowel or a turning tool, or even like different pens, anything you can get in there, get in and push along the seams gently. Don't push too hard or you will go through the fabric and the seam, and put the wrap into the shape that you want. So it should look like this, kind of like a pill. And then with this opening, it will naturally fold in on itself. That's what you want. And you're going to fold it in, and you can either pin this, clip this, or iron it flat. I prefer to iron. I just think it helps make the seams look better, and it's easier over at the sewing machine because otherwise it stays bunched up like this. So I'm going to iron it flat, and then I'll show you how we work and we actually finish it. Okay, so here I have it, and I want to make sure this folds in on itself evenly. I line it up, I fold it like that, and then I come in with the iron and I press all of this flat. And again, it's just going to clean it up a little bit. It'll also show you if there's a spot where like you didn't quite push it out enough, like right there, could use a little bit more. And then you see this, now that's a lot flatter, and it'll be a lot easier over at the sewing machine. So you can clip that closed, or you can just take it right over to the sewing machine if you flattened it with the iron, and we're going to sew a closing stitch all the way around. Okay, when you're doing the closing stitch, you want to get as close to the edge as possible. So drop your presser foot and make sure, look to see that you're at least 1/8 of an inch on the edge, but you want to get as close as possible, and then start sewing, and you're going to go all the way around the project. Now, if you don't want to do all the way around the project, you just want to close that hole, that's fine. I personally just like the way it looks when it's a similar stitch all the way around. And again, just take your time, be patient. And yes, I mean, I do recommend, like, if you, unless you have a contrasting thread that you want to use because it'll look cool, match your thread to your fabric. That's perfectly, that's a good idea. I do it for a lot of things, but on like these videos, I like to have contrasting just so you can see the difference. And I do backstitch a couple, and then I'm done with that. And we have one more step to go. Oh, don't forget to trim your threads. The last thing we need to do is we need to put on the other side of the Velcro. And where it's going to go directly in the middle on the back side of the project. And how you know it's the back side is based on the first piece of Velcro. The side that has the little grippy teeth, that should be down. And you're going to place this right here. You can pin this, you can clip this. If you have oversized clips, you can do that. Or you can just take it over the sewing machine and hold it in the place where you want it. But you want it fairly center on the project and lined up with the other piece so that when you do wrap it, it actually wraps and has some place to grip. So we're going to sew this on, and then this project is going to be complete. And again, you want to get as close to this edge as possible so you can start anywhere on the actual Velcro piece that you want. Start sewing. And when you get to the corner, what you're going to do is you're going to stop with the needle down. You're going to lift the presser foot, spin it, drop it down, and go to the other corner. Okay, lift it, spin it, and keep going. And then trim up your threads, and this project is done. And there you have it. This is a finished cable tie project. So the inside is the side without the Velcro. Put your put your cable in there, roll it up, and then use the Velcro to seal it. And because of the Velcro and the way you have it, if you want to put larger items in there or more than one cable, you have room to in the medium and the large one. In fact, the medium one, you can even add in a charging block and it will hold all of them together. So stay tuned. There will be another video on doing it with elastic instead of Velcro, and also a third video that will have the instructions on putting elastic on the inside so you can really organize and have multiple available.